it's Shelby. It's day, I think, 12 and 13. This is the voiceover for day 12 and 13. And I'm in a new spot because I had my boyfriend over for the weekend, which is so awesome. I think he would call it a blessing because we got to do yoga together twice. And it was really fun. So I didn't know I had such an affinity for doing yoga, stretching with people, being in the same room, and I might have been a little follow my lead, like do what I do, and he might have been a little, I don't stretch that far, and I was like, no, you can, and it was just this whole, like, just at least stay on the mat for 10 minutes, and yeah, so I'm like, if he is gonna stand on the mat for 10 minutes, I know that a lot of others can definitely do this and add this to their daily. And then also learn from it. Learn from your own daily cycle. Like when you should stretch, when you should do some deep breathing, when you should maybe say some positive things to yourself. Make a little voiceover with the intention of it having some longevity to it. Like I want to be able to check back in 1,200 days and realize like what a good mood this has put me in, and realize that I have so much more to share than I have been, and all is well in paradise for this Tropic of Cancer channel. So funny. I'm not really sure what Tropic of Cancer is referencing right now. I know it's a longitudinal place on the earth, but it references maybe like a sexy novel. Anyways, PG, keep it PG. Yeah, so I'm pretty adamant about getting in my personal movement in the 10 minutes of doing this. Even though my partner was a little confused on what to do, I was just kind of adamant about the whole like lead by example, just like do what you normally do, and maybe some of the moves will click with them, but that doesn't mean don't do what you normally do. I've definitely got some daily moments where if I don't like stretch, I'm going to just space out into the abyss and then have a hard time fluctuating back into reality. I'm very certain of that. And we've moved mats because he's so tall, he's hitting objects, and he's actually really trying here, following my lead, and I think at this point he's too tall and he's afraid the fan's gonna hit him, and he's too tall and the wall and his feet are gonna hit him, so I'm like I'm actually probably moving back a little bit. Oh, but he's doing it. He's doing some downward facing dog attempts. I think he's doing like push-ups maybe. And of course, the feline of the family is watching over us. Look at her. I know the video is wild. These are much different than before. I'll go back to before because I like that space, but I did have to rearrange the furniture of the space because my man's just taller than the average. Oh, he's checking on the dinner. He's taller than the average, and so I had to move the furniture so he doesn't bump into the light. And that was day 12. And I was like, oops, I gotta get just a few more things done here. A little cat, oh, I love that stretch. It really is some good aerobics to just go for full body stretch on all fours. I think in some of my studies so far, like when I was studying Pilates, they were saying that doing movements without machines is just as decent as doing movements with machines. I think that machines just offer us this trade-off of pressure, and we're able to gauge the depth of pressure and weight. But when we're freestanding, we're not able to gauge a high pressure point for us to fall into. And I think that's why people associate stretching, aerobics, Pilates, and yoga with a not as much effort. And I agree, but you try doing it 10 minutes a day. Yeah, you try. I highly recommend. And just see if there's any results. I'm going to work towards more arm, what do you call it, levitating? I don't know, like just being on my arms more and trying to hold my full body up, like not pigeon. Is it pigeon? Day 13. We have set up the piano next to us. We've been playing music. We've been going out to breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We saw my best friend for the first time in months out at a coffee shop. We went to one of our favorite cafes with some of my favorite people working there, and we were really making it the best weekend as possible. Wow, we got this in. Right after this, we had some turmoil, but this helped. It really, even though it was turmoil and it was a very jarring moment dealing with someone difficult, and we were just flabbergasted, both of us, and then we were flabbergasting each other. But there was a level. We took it a level down, I think. We did our best here. And yeah, he got on the mat with me again. His is on the other side, and he is mostly just meditating. I love that. He's just meditating. He's letting me just do my thing. And I promised him complete silence for the 10 minutes, and that was one of the ways I think I was able to just get into it. Eventually I started to whisper ideas when we started warming up on the mat, and who knows, maybe in 1,200 days it will start the 1,200 day 20-minute mat time, because we were both having fun. By the end of this, he was actually doing Tai Chi. That's the first thing I say. I say, "You're doing Tai Chi." And I start doing Tai Chi with him. So that was fun. Shout out to this top I have. It is a Joy Lab, I think. It is Target, I think Joy Lab, and it is a front clasping sports bra, something that could be very utilized in the medical industry, very utilized in yoga. Getting in and out of your yoga clothes is very, very topical doing this challenge. You've seen me do it in just regular jeans, but it was pouring last night. We were just stuck inside and in our sweats, and except he was ready to go to the store. So funny enough, I think he did yoga in his slacks, which is possibly why he didn't go so far. But he did do a lot of Tai Chi. I love that. I love Tai Chi. That one's a good one to study. Maybe I'll talk about Tai Chi in a couple of videos and just get into that history. I could do a whole series throughout this, like, history of movements throughout cultures and time. How fun would that be? I actually had always thought, that thought I had right there was a very Suspirium thought. Like, that's a horror film from the 70s, and they remade it, like, within the last couple of years. And it's about how dance and movement can be, like, sorcery. Very, like, powerful sorcery. And the movie is, like, moves throughout this dance company, and I danced for a lot of years, and I really appreciate dance for what it has done for my health and what's done to my body. Like, you know, literally, I really feel so many benefits from being in movement communities. So I'm really blessed. My man's on his mat for 10 minutes with me. I'm really blessed. My cat joins me on this. I'm really blessed I can share all these thoughts and all of these ideas I just have. Like this journey right now. If you want, subscribe. Don't forget, I am trying to monetize this channel for educational purposes, for community purposes, just, you know, Shelby purposes. I would love to learn more about working online and sharing stories online and sharing content and working with content community. I always forget the opportunities I never took. Sometimes it's just so fast, but if you just keep up a good rhythm, and let things flow in and try your best. That's what we're doing. Trying our best, focusing that energy. We're just doing deep breathing now to end and conclude the 10 minutes for day 13. Long breaths, and we'll see you tomorrow.